The World Bank is an international financial institution that provides loans and grants to the governments of low and middle-income countries for the purpose of pursuing capital projects. The World Bank is the collective name for the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, and International Development Association, IDA, two of 5 international organizations owned by the World Bank Group. It was established along with the International Monetary Fund at the 1944 Bretton Woods Conference. After a slow start, its first loan was to France in 1947. In the 1970s, it focused on loans to developing world countries, shifting away from that mission in the 1980s. For the last 30 years, it has included NGOs and environmental groups in its loan portfolio. Its loan strategy is influenced by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, as well as environmental and social safeguards. Various developments brought the Millennium Development Goals targets for 2015 within reach in some cases. For the goals to be realized, 6 criteria must be met: stronger and more inclusive growth in Africa and fragile states, more effort in health and education, integration of the development and environment agendas, more as well as better aid, movement on trade negotiations, and stronger and more focused support for multilateral institutions like the World Bank. 1. Eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. From 1990 through 2004, the proportion of people living in extreme poverty fell from almost a third to less than a fifth. Although results vary widely within regions and countries, the trend indicates that the world as a whole can meet the goal of having the percentage of people living in poverty. Africa's poverty, however, is expected to rise, and most of the 36 countries where 90% of the world's undernourished children live are in Africa. Less than a quarter of countries are on track for achieving the goal of having undernutrition. 2. Achieve universal primary education. The percentage of children in school in developing countries increased from 80% in 1991 to 88% in 2005. Still, about 72 million children of primary school age, 57% of them girls, were not being educated as of 2005. 3. Promote gender equality. The tide is turning slowly for women in the labor market, yet far more women than men, worldwide more than 60%, are contributing but unpaid family workers. The World Bank Group Gender Action Plan was created to advance women's economic empowerment and promote shared growth. 4. Reduce child mortality. There is some improvement in survival rates globally. Accelerated improvements are needed most urgently in South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. An estimated 10 million plus children under 5 died in 2005. Most of their deaths were from preventable causes. 5. Improve maternal health. Almost all of the 500,000 women who die during pregnancy or childbirth every year live in Sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. There are numerous causes of maternal death that require a variety of healthcare interventions to be made widely accessible. 6. Combat HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other diseases. Annual numbers of new HIV infections and AIDS deaths have fallen, but the number of people living with HIV continues to grow. In the 8 worst-hit southern African countries, prevalence is above 15%. Treatment has increased globally, but still meets only 30% of needs, with wide variations across countries. AIDS remains the leading cause of death in Sub-Saharan Africa, 1.6 million deaths in 2007. There are 300 to 500 million cases of malaria each year, leading to more than 1 million deaths. Nearly all the cases and more than 95% of the deaths occur in Sub-Saharan Africa. 7. Ensure environmental sustainability. Deforestation remains a critical problem, particularly in regions of biological diversity, which continues to decline. Greenhouse gas emissions are increasing faster than energy technology advancement. 8. Develop a global partnership for development. Donor countries have renewed their commitment. Donors have to fulfill their pledges to match the current rate of core program development. Emphasis is being placed on the Bank Group's collaboration with multilateral and local partners to quicken progress toward the MDGs realization.